Welcome to the news of the week on the Evo India YouTube channel. Now, we don't usually start the news of the week with a motorcycle, but this week it's a big one. The Karizma XMR has launched in India. It has an introductory price of rupees 1.73 lakhs, and after that, it's going to go up to rupees 1.83 lakhs. So, what do you get with the Karizma? You get a 210cc liquid-cooled 4-valve DOHC engine, proper modern engine, 25 horsepower, 20.4 Nm of torque, so outputs are good. Hero claims a 0 to 60 km/h time in just 3.8 seconds. The chassis, that is completely new as well. You get a split trellis frame, you get 37mm telescopic forks up front, a preload adjustable monoshock at the rear, and in terms of features as well, there's a bunch of stuff packed in. You get an LCD display that supports Bluetooth connectivity and has turn-by-turn navigation and all of that stuff. And you get a bunch of accessories to pick from. Now, the big question we're all trying to answer is, does this new Karizma live up to the legend of the old one? And we've actually answered it because Karan has done a full review of the Karizma. You can check it out on our YouTube channel, also on our website. So go check out what we think of the Karizma. Let's get back to the news of the week. There are more launches in India. Toyota Bharat has launched the Rumion MPV. Now, we know what this is. This is a rebadged Ertiga. Rumion, as in it's very roomy, I'm guessing. The prices start at rupees 10.3 lakhs effectively and go up to 13.7 lakhs ex-showroom. And I know what you're thinking. You're wondering, why is the Rumion so much more expensive than the Ertiga to start with? So the base price of the Ertiga is actually 8.64 lakhs and the Rumion is whatever, 10.3. The reason is the Rumion, it starts with a mid-spec variant of the Ertiga. The Rumion does not get the absolute base spec Ertiga variant, and therefore the price is also starting a little higher. But otherwise, it's pretty similar. You get a petrol and a CNG engine, 1.5 liter, naturally aspirated. The petrol makes 101 bhp, 137 Nm of torque. The CNG makes 87 bhp and 121 Nm of torque. You can also get a 5-speed manual or a 6-speed automatic with paddle shifters on your Rumion. That aside, the Rumion isn't really breaking new ground, so what you get on the Ertiga, which has been around for a while, you're going to get on the Rumion. Except for the fact that the warranty on the Rumion is actually longer. And while we're on the topic of Toyota, Toyota has also unveiled the world's first BS 6.2 electrified fuel flex vehicle. Basically, this is an Innova Hi-Cross with a hybrid drivetrain that is equipped to take on ethanol fuel. Now, ethanol, we know what it is. It is a type of fuel that's made out of organic matter. So fermentation of stuff like the waste that comes out of sugarcane and a lot of the traditional farming practices that we have in India, that waste can be fermented to make ethanol. And that is going to be used in fuel over the next couple of years. And this is the first hybrid fuel flex in the world, apparently, from Toyota. Before we move on to the international stuff, there's one more bit of news from India. Tata Motors has rebranded its electric car business. So it's now called Tata.ev, Tata.ev. And the Tata is in all caps, there's a dot and there's an EV right next to it. And along with it, there's a new Tata EV logo as well. There's a lot of mumbo jumbo about what this logo means, what the fonts are, but the basics that you need to know is that it's a distinct identity for the electric cars. You're going to see this identity in dealerships, you're going to see this identity in a lot of places on branding, and in time to come, we'll probably see new products under this umbrella as well. Now let's get to international launches. Porsche has launched the Cayenne Turbo E Hybrid, twin-turbo 4-liter V8 as expected, paired with a 174 bhp electric motor. Total output of 729 bhp. That's ridiculous. 950 Nm of torque, 0 to 100 in 3.7 seconds. This is a hybrid SUV. It's going to be heavy as hell. It's doing 3.7 seconds to a ton, which is ridiculous. It's got an electric range as well. So if you want to be a good boy, you just press it into EV mode and you can glide through absolutely silently for 82 kilometers. Not bad. So you're getting the performance, but you're also getting the quietness, and you can use it in the city and stuff like that. Adaptive air suspension, obviously, as you would expect of a flagship SUV like this. And it's available in both the traditional SUV as well as the coupe body styles. Will we get it in India? I don't know. The e-hybrids haven't really taken off in India too much, but we'll see. Next up is a really beautiful car. This is the Alfa Romeo 33 Stradale. Total of 33 models. Now, that's not why it's called the 33. It's called the 33 because it draws inspiration from the Alfa Romeo Stradale 33 from 1967. And that's an absolutely gorgeous machine. Not to say that this one isn't. What's really interesting about this is that you can get it with two drivetrains and they couldn't be more poles apart. You get a twin-turbo V6, which makes 612 horsepower, or you can get it as an EV. So, I don't know, I would pick the V6 for sure, but the EV actually makes more power, 740 bhp from 3 electric motors. So, it's going to be quick as hell as well. The petrol model, it has a top speed of 333 kilometers an hour, so it's no slouch at all. 0 to 100 in under 3 seconds. For the electric, it gets a 450 kilometer range. The car, it's completely carbon fiber bodywork, which is why it looks so gorgeous and so exclusive. Probably it's going to be very expensive as well. And it features few controls. There's a steering wheel with no buttons. How often do you see that in this day and age? And aviation-inspired mechanical switches on the center console. Pretty cool. Now, coming down from the stratosphere, another car that has been unveiled, not entirely, but the interiors have been unveiled, is of the Skoda Kodiaq. Now, this is a car that will come to India. India can't get enough of the Kodiaq. Whatever Skoda seems to bring to India, we lap it up. And there's a new generation of the Kodiaq coming, and they have shown us pictures of the interiors. From what we can tell on the inside, there's going to be a 10-inch digital cockpit. There's going to be a 12.9-inch freestanding infotainment screen. There are dials, proper AC dials on the center console. I love that. Another interesting change is that there's no traditional gear selector on the center console. Now, like Mercedes-Benz, there's going to be a gear selector on the steering wheel column. So that's another radical change. Obviously, it's going to free up a lot of room in the cabin. You can see there is a lot more space just because of that one change. And I'm excited. The Kodiaq's a lovely car to drive. I think it's really, really impressive. And we're getting a new one. So I can't wait. Now, on the motorsport front, Royal Enfield has launched a track school in India. For some context, Royal Enfield has been racing in India for a couple of years now. They have been hosting the Continental GT Cup, which uses Continental GT motorcycles in a one-make series on the sidelines of the JK races in the country. Now, they are going to get into the track school space where you can go to a track, get a GT motorcycle, Continental GT, and basically ride it on track. There are 3 different types of courses they have. They have a GT experience, which is like a one-day simple course. You go out there, you experience the motorcycle, they give you some basic training, you come back. There's a GT track, which is a little more in-depth over 2 days, and you get the basics as well as advanced techniques to be a better rider. And then there's the GT race, which is the top tier program that they have. All of the above, plus they give you race training. So what do you need to know to be a racer? Racing, mind you, is very different from just riding on track. And that's the sort of course and training they're going to focus on in GT race. The fees actually pretty reasonable, ranging from $10,000 to $60,000 depending on which program you ask for, and all of the details are available on Royal Enfield's website. Now, that's it for us on the News of the Week this week. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you again next week. Take care.